Religions for Peace was seized by the nuclear issues from its very birth in 1970. The world's different religions could find absolute unity in recognizing that nuclear weapons were a moral abomination, not only a threat to our existence, but were morally completely wrong and would injure us as human beings just to have them and to commit to possibly using them.
I believe faith communities play and can play and continue to play an integral role in this cause. For example, in Africa, we are 80% religious. So that's a lot of people who are going to the church, to the mosque, and to the temple every day. And what we need to tell these people across the continent and across the world is that nuclear weapons are immoral, they are unethical, and we need to press our governments to sign and ratify the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons.
The religious people have a role to play. First of all, they have their communities, they can rally their communities around, because we need the global citizens to actually rally around the whole campaign to abolish, not just ban, to abolish nuclear weapons from the face of the earth. Secondly, in many places, especially in the South, in Africa, governments do listen to religious leaders, and the work of universalization of this treaty requires governments all over the world, especially in Africa, to actually sign and make sure that this treaty comes into force, and therefore the religious leaders can apply pressure on their governments to ensure that they enter into the treaty. So this is important work that we in the faith communities, I believe, we will be able to do.
We've learned over the last decades that nuclear weapons, first of all, don't provide us security. Heads of governments have come to the conclusion that nuclear weapons are a false promise. They're not a real promise of security. Secondly, we're more aware of the liability of mistakes. We want life. And we want security that respects life, that nurtures our lives. We don't want death wherever you are. Reach deep within your own heart. Open yourself to the power of your own heart and let it lead you to take action wherever you are. Join forces with all other good hearts to try to resist this hideous nightmare of nuclear weapons.